Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location. Please join in the struggle to liberate our people from the contraption by liking and sharing our videos. Now the update. Muslim ticket forced on Nigeria. Boko Haram. ISWAP state-sponsored. Ekpa test UN. Now Simon Ekpa, the disciple of Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu, has sent a letter to the United Nations making serious statements against the government of President Muhammadu Buhari. According to Mr. Ekpa, innocent Biafran youths are rounded up and jailed without trial. Ekpa added that while some are extrajudicially killed, Fulani herdsmen, Boko Haram, ISWAP terrorists are given special treatment by the government of the day. He said this in a memo dated April 13th to the United Nations General Assembly, Yonga. He said, they have also violated the principle of secular state status by allowing Muslim tickets. That's what EPA told the UN. Said the country, the government have violated this principle of secular state status by this Muslim ticket. EPA stated that the people of Biafra were determined to exit Nigeria, lamenting how innocent Biafran youths have been rounded up, jailed without trial. You have seen it? He says some are extrajudicially killed, though no terrorist Fulani herdsmen, Boko Haram ISWAP terrorists is in jail because they are being sponsored by the state. He stated that terrorists arrested during the President Goodluck Jonathan administration have been released and rewarded with job positions in the Nigerian military. EPA told the UN that Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the IPOB, was extradited from Kenya to Nigeria in 2021. He said Onyendu was accused of treason by the Nigerian government, and he has been in the custody of the Department of State Services, DSS, since his repatriation, criminal repatriation. EPA told the UN that the court discharged the case of Nnamdi Kanu with the UN working group on arbitrary detention, requesting Onyendu's freedom within 6 months. He told the UN that, look, the 6 months ultimatum expired in February 2023, yet the jihadist, terrorist, and democratic dictatorial government of Buhari and the APC refused to release him. This is the statement of EPA. EPA said Information Minister Lai Mohammed has been bribing, censoring, and terrorizing media houses in Nigeria. You see? And these atrocities have never been reported. These atrocities of Lai Mohammed has never been reported by the media because he has been intimidating and harassing them. He said Biafra Republic government in exile wants UN General Assembly to prevail on the authorities to grant an unconditional release of Onyendu and all Biafrans held in captive. He also demands the conduct of a peaceful democratic referendum to enable a peaceful and bloodless exit of Biafra. In the letter, EPA noted that Biafra people have demonstrated their willingness to live through various sit-at-home civil disobedience for the past 2 years. The every Monday sit-at-home civil disobedience has lasted for 2 years uninterrupted. That's the statement of Simon Ekpa. He further referred to the March 2018 controversial statement made by former Army Chief, Lieutenant General T.Y. Danjuma, who accused the military of colluding with jihadists. He said the T.Y. Danjuma in that statement said, I quote, the army is in cooperation with these jihadists. The armed forces are not neutral, hence all should raise and defend yourselves. That statement of Danjuma. All right, when he said that at an event. So this is what EPA is asking the UN to do. EPA have said it all. This government is sponsoring evil against the people of the country. First of all, he talked about the Muslim ticket. Said it was forced on Nigeria. Nigeria never voted for that ticket. Muslim. The state capture people, those who are into state capturing, they came, They did all the brouhaha, the abracadabra, with the intimidation, the harassment. They muzzled people down with every damn thing, with money, the wealth they have acquired, stupendous wealth they have acquired for years from the Nigerian resources. They used it to bribe people, bribe the INEC officials, bribe the umpire, bribe some people who are in strategic positions on that for the elections, and they intimidated people, harassed media people, harassed Nigerians, muzzled people down to get to where they are today as they are declaring themselves president-elect and vice president-elect, as the case may be. So that's what everybody is saying. And when we talk about the Boko Haram and ISWAP, he said these are state-sponsored, because even those who had been arrested during Jonathan's era, former president of Nigeria, Jonathan, they have been released and are doing whatever they like. Some of them have been conscripted or rather enlisted into the army. They are now in the army. They are in the top echelon of the army. Talking about this Boko Haram, they say they have repented. And the ISWAP wreaking havoc. And none of them is in prison. Nobody has been detained on account of a Boko Haram member. Femi Falana, human rights activist and a lawyer, foremost lawyer in Nigeria, have said it, have asked the federal government, has taxed them. So those people that have been arrested, over 500 Boko Haram members that have been arrested, I think that should be by Jonathan's administration. So what are they? Which detention facility can we locate them? What is the state of their case? So nobody has given this the answer since 3 years. 3 years this man has been making this demand, asking the federal government to update Nigerians on the arrested over 500 Boko Haram members. So Ekpa also thought about the issue of the referendum. We have been saying the civil disobedience. Sit at home it has lasted for 2 years. Ekpa said, look, this is a way that the Southeast have been showing the world that they want to exit Nigeria by this civil disobedience. They have done that for 2 years. Is it not enough for you to come and do something? He's talking to United Nations. You have seen it. So this is very important, that the United Nations General Assembly must look into this. He talked about the government in exile. Yes, which is very important. He said this government in exile, wants the United Nations authorities to grant an unconditional release to the leader of the IPOB, Onyendumasi Nandokano, and all Biafrans held captive. So you have seen in the capacity, Ekpa is speaking from the capacity of the government in exile. So he's writing in that capacity. And that is it. So the man is making waves, making strong statements in the international community with this government in exile.